This is Spendwise Moms with a video on how to organize your freezer. Usually I keep my freezer pretty organized, but we've had company for the last month, so it hasn't been as organized as it usually is. Now that our company is gone and now that my freezer shelves are showing signs of frost on them, I decided it was time to clean my freezer again. It's good to go through your freezer and organize it and defrost it if you need to defrost it every 3 to 6 months, just so you know what food you have and what you need to use or buy. So let's jump right in. You can either organize by going shelf by shelf, which is good if you're feeling overwhelmed or don't have a lot of time, or you can take everything out and put it all back in after, which is what I'm going to do because I think that works best if you have the time. I'm going to get some boxes and some gloves and start taking everything out and putting it on the kitchen table so it can be organized. I'm also going to turn off the freezer while I'm defrosting it. You can see now that the freezer is empty, and you can also see that there's some ice that has accumulated on the shelves. Now that the freezer is empty, I can get to work defrosting it. You can see the food here on my kitchen table that I will have to go through and organize in piles according to like items. Now there are different ways you can do this. If you don't have anything in your freezer, you can just leave the door open and let it defrost by itself. Because I have a lot of food sitting out, I try to get it done within a half an hour to an hour, and so I try to speed up the process by boiling water and putting the pan in, and also by using a hair dryer. I also use a spatula to help scrape off some of the ice on the top and on the bottom of the shelves. The wooden spatula is about the best I've found so far. I've tried using plastic ones and they break. You don't want to use anything sharp like a knife because you don't want to puncture your freezer or hurt yourself. I'm also putting a towel at the bottom of the freezer as well as on the floor of the garage for when the ice and the water drip down. I really like using a blow dryer, but you have to remember to let it cool after a little bit. You don't want it to get overheated. This is going a lot faster than I thought. This is what it looks like after just a few minutes. It's dripping really well. I use the blow dryer, but it needs to cool down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop and wipe down the shelves on the side since they're ready. After I finished cleaning the shelves on the door, I went ahead and used the same towel to dry out the main part of the freezer, just to dry out some of the water and the ice that's there. I'm going to go ahead and replace the towel at the bottom of the freezer since it's getting a bit wet. I put the wet towel in a sink in our laundry room, and if you don't have a sink like that, you can always put it in a bathtub or put it in your kitchen sink so you can deal with it later. Things are melting really well. I'm going to get the blow dryer out another time, but I don't think I need to use any boiling water anymore because this is going much faster than I thought it would. I'm back after blow drying and things are looking pretty good. There's just a little bit of water melting still, but I'm going to go organize the food and then I'll come back and dry out the freezer and put things back. The food is all organized on the table, so I came back to dry out the freezer for the last time and then turn it on, and I'm going to bring the food back. Remember to dry from the top to the bottom because things will drip down. I bought some clear plastic containers to help with the organizing. They're wonderful for things that are odd shaped, or if you're trying to put a group of like items together. I like to put all the chicken together, the beef, the cheese, things like that. I didn't have enough containers for the bottom shelf, so you'll see I used cardboard boxes, which work just as well if you don't want to spend the money or don't have the money to buy plastic containers. The most important thing, though, is to organize it the way that it works best for you. Thanks for watching Spend Wise Moms.